Welcome back to the Go4LoL. My name is Benvarmeren and as you can see on your screen, and today I'm joined by Bobby, as you can also see on your screen.
Yeah, sorry, gonna take the war for you because the pick and ban phase already started. And let's see what the blue team is gonna ban for first. It's gonna be a Bard. Wow. Yay! Let's go for the Bard ban. One of the first first Bard I've ever seen. One of the first Bard bans I have ever seen in this Go4LoL. So what do you think about this ban?
Well, I know Fortunate loves to play this Bard, so definitely a good takeaway from the Enigma lineup. And I mean, just the Bard can't be such a strong champion if played correctly, and I know Fortunate can do that.
So let's see the other bans as well, because from the purple team we do have a Zillion ban and the Poppy ban. Meanwhile, as answer from the blue team we got an Italy out from the game, as well as the third champion that's gonna be banned in these seconds, and it's gonna be a Corki. Whoa, not a quite interesting ban here, because Corki itself is quite a strong champion, but still banning him really much the aimed ban right there.
Well, I mean, Corki can do a lot of damage. He's still one of the champions that works so well with the Thunder Lost Decree.
Oh wow, the instant picks from the purple team, the Kog'Maw going in with the Lulu, and this is gonna be the quite interesting team composition. We saw before that the blue team, the TSC, really had some trouble on getting onto that Kog'Maw in the mid game. So picking up the Kog'Maw, it's really not that bad of an idea. Kog'Maw and Lulu in the top lane against the Gangplank by the middle lane. Gangplank open, and it's gonna be insta-picked from the blue team. Oh well, someone quits.
Well, that happens, but we will still have the same picks. So the thing is, now the Kog'Maw went over to the side of Enigma. So you have the Kog'Maw and you have the Lulu. But as you could see, the Teamspeak crew, they were picking up both Gangplank and Malphite. So already here you have a good engage. You have the cannon barriers that can go on top of the unstoppable force. So someone like Lulu has to be really on point with the wild growth to save Kog'Maw. But still, Kog'Maw has to be saved, because you can't just give up Kog'Maw. He has to be picked. I mean, he's such a strong champion, and if you don't pick him, then you're giving such a huge power pick over to your opponents.
We can see that the third pick for the blue team before the quit is going to be the Braum. So it's going to be a Braum support that's going to be stolen from the red team, and the red team or purple team that's going to take possibly Morgana. As I keep saying, Morgana is the best pick over a Braum for now, and it's going to be quite an interesting combo in the bottom lane. Let's see who's going to be the fourth pick for the purple team. Well, I'm really interested to see which AD carry the blue team is going to pick over this Kog'Maw. Possibly a Lucian, since it's open, but well, who knows? Maybe it's going to be a surprise.
Well, I mean, for Enigma, I would actually love to see them pick up something like Tom Kench. I mean, he's open and he works very well with the Kog'Maw. But now Shen is locked in, and you have the Morgana as well. So you have the black
Lulu.
Yeah, you have the black shield, and you have so much peeling already for Kog'Maw, because you have Stand United, you have also the utility that Lulu brings, you have the black shield from Morgana. So there's really no way that the Kog'Maw should ever be in any trouble, just because there are so much peeling. At least until team fights, because as you can see on the side of the Teamspeak crew, they have so much CC.
Defense, the AD carry is going to be the purple team only words, because with this Gragas, it's going to be like everyone defend this Kog'Maw with your lives, and that's how they should be playing that, because this Kog'Maw can really turn the fate of a fight. Really. Let's review it. We have Shen's ultimate, Morgana's black shield, Lulu's ultimate and peeling and stuff like that. Even coming from Gragas' ultimate, Gragas' barrels are just overpowered to defend people. But on the other side we have the blue team that picked as last champions Kalista and Rumble. So once again our Kalista up against the Skogmo, but especially once again the Rumble in the jungle, Rumble jungle. That's going to be quite hard to be playing against, especially for the Kog'Maw himself. But the one I'm really looking forward to see how it's gonna work out, it's the Malphite top lane.
Especially the Teamspeak crew, they have a team that once again is oriented around the mid game, around picking people out of position, around team fighting here in the mid game. So also you just want to pile all of your crowd control on top of the Kog'Maw, because you have, let's start from the top, you have Rumble, Equalizer, you have Unstoppable Force from Malphite, you have Fate's Call from Kalista, you have Braum with the Glacial Fissure, and you have the Cannon Barrage coming from the Gangplank. So all of this can just be piled on top of each other to pick down Kog'Maw. And I mean, there are a lot of peeling on the side of the Enigma lineup, but you still have to be very precise to keep Kog'Maw alive.
And that's gonna be the 3 minutes pause for now. I give the word to Benv to end this starting intro, and well, go ahead into the pause of the 3 minutes.
Yes, we will take a short break, but when we return we will have the semi-finals and possibly a very good game on our hands, so don't go anywhere and go grab some popcorn. And now we are in game in the semi-finals with the Teamspeak crew on the blue side and Enigma Esports on the red side. And this is definitely going to be a very interesting game. I'm very hyped to see both of these teams play to their winning conditions of shutting down that Kog'Maw or protecting the Kog'Maw.
Yes, indeed. That's gonna be the main objective of this game. But I wanted to point out, and just because I remembered it, that the team Enigma actually shut down the Teamspeak crew at the last week game. So this is gonna be a revenge game, possible revenge game for the Teamspeak crew. It's really gonna be intense. I really want to see how this team is gonna pull out a win this time. And well, we just started the game, and finally I see a Doran shield. This Shen started with Doran shield, so going pretty much tanky as he should. Many players do not like the Doran shield, but I do love it, so when I see it in game, I just am so happy. I just feel so happy about it.
And the reasons why you're going for the Dawn Shield is just because you don't want to force your Kog'Maw to go up against the Kalista, because that means that he'll be shut down, he's going to be falling behind, and you don't want to go up in the 2-2 lane. So getting the Dawn Shield will help you in this body jungling, and it will make you more tanky against the jungle monsters. So now you will see Vipo and Stinson, they will do jungle. They will then most likely head to the top lane to take down. Oh, Fortunate actually stole that.
Fortunate going into there.
But Stinson and Bipo, they will most likely just head to the top lane and then push down the tower in a fast push. So do jungling, making sure that the Bipo won't fall too far behind.
Very nice play there by Fortunate. Did he actually stole it? I did not see.
He stole it.
Oh wow. Anyway, thanks to that stealing, the Morgana is gonna be quite aggressive right now in the top lane. It's gonna be well, kind of aggressive, not that much, because it's gonna be possible. It's gonna be a possibly trade of towers by the bot lane and the top lane. As soon as Shen and Gragas do that red buff and golems, I think they should be able to go towards the top lane and take down the tower. The same is gonna be for the two, Malphite and Rumble for the bottom lane. But, well, the damage from the Shen in basic attacks is a bit more than what Malphite able to do. Even if Gragas currently is just going to the counter jungle, going into the blue side of the red team. So it's gonna be a small stealing, while the blue team is heading toward the bottom lane tower.
And that's actually a really good trade for Enigma Esports, because they get 3 buffs to start with. They got both their own blue buff and they got the Teamspeak crew's blue buff. So that's a good trade for them. They come out ahead on that, and they will also start up with the fast push. And you could see immediately once Fortunate went in the top lane, you could see that D-Lord, he also went into the bottom jungle side of Enigma Esports just to make sure to see if Stinson and Bibo were there. He saw that the camps were gone, so they knew that they had to start up the fast push as well in the bottom lane, just to make sure that they could mirror that and not fall behind. So now both teams, they mirror each other, they get the fast push, but in the end it is Enigma Esports that come out ahead. But hang on a second, because we can see that Tabasco, he went into the mid lane but aren't getting anything. Oh, Kuban?
He's pretty fast. Oh, this Malphite almost going down by the tower itself. Whoa! What? Well, they get the tower. That's the good point of it. Almost going down to from the tower itself. A pretty risky play right here, but still nothing went for the worse. Meanwhile, as you were saying, in the middle lane, that Rumble almost got the gank onto the Lulu, but the Lulu that right now is so fast it's impossible to catch. Pretty hard to get into the mid lane.
Yes, as long as Knight has his flash, Lulu is never going to be in trouble, especially not when Remick doesn't even have his cannon barrage, because that means that there's no slow or anything coming from Gangplank except his powder kegs, which aren't even dealing too much damage right now.
So let's see how it's gonna turn out right now. The other turnaround. Meanwhile, the double flash went out from the bottom lane. Both Shen trying to sound flash this Malphite, and Malphite himself trying to dodge Morgana's Q. Very nice play by Malphite that gets out alive, but right now the red team might be able to take down this bottom lane tower to have noticed still the top lane tower is up for the red team. Braum and Kalista are there. They might be able to take it down with Rumble as well. But 4 of the red team are bottom lane. They might be able to push towards even the second tower.
And this is bad for the blue team because they are behind in terms of momentum right now. They won't get the tower at the same time as Enigma Esports. So this means that Enigma Esports, they will be able to take another objective. They could have kept pushing, but because Q1 was in the bottom lane, that means that Enigma Esports will just go for the dragon instead. And in the end, it is Enigma Esports that once again comes out ahead, that has the momentum rolling for them. And the Teamspeak crew, they're looking rather lackluster here in the early game. But then again, the Teamspeak crew has never been around playing in the early game. They want to play for the mid game.
Red team that takes the dragon, first dragon of the game, 6 minutes and it goes down. A small advantage for the red team, mostly about the farm by the middle lane, because, well, there is not much to talk about farm for top lane and bottom lane right now. And the game is still at its start. This Gambling might be able to find out this Gragas, it's really low on HP. The Thunderlord procs, but the Gragas mana, even if it was not a lot, manages to make him get out of that ultimate. So no cannon barrage kill for this Gambling.
No kill for Remick quite yet, but definitely a nice try. And now they know that there's not going to be a Gragas in the jungle at this moment, so they have a little more freedom to play around on the map. But we can see a CS differential slowly being built up around the top laners, because both Bipro and Juban has been lane swapping in this game, so they have been forced out of lanes. They haven't been able to get any farm. But still, it's people that are ahead. Oh, Tiger's head.
Whoa, the Cockmow manages to get out just barely alive thanks to that
That
flash.
was close.
Yeah, that was really close, especially because Brown just missed. Even the single basic attack that was possibly going to be fatal for that guy. But very well played by Tiger's head. Very nice for that Cockmow.
And that was good for Tiger's head to get away from that, because there are such a huge wave in the bottom lane, and if he would have been denied from that, he would have been set very far behind. But now it looks like Enigma Esports will lose the the blue buff. Oh wait, they got it.
They got it. Whoa.
The smite went over from Stinton, so he got the blue buff. That means that Knight won't exactly get the blue buff and will be put a little bit behind in terms of pushing against Remick, but still, it's better to have the blue buff on your jungler than over to your opponent.
And that's playing pretty aggressive onto the small fights, but knowing that most of the blue team is bottom lane, he knows that he can. So now he's going back, but with about 15 minions in advantage, and we are about to touch the 9 minutes game, so it's not that much of a minion, but still better than nothing, counting how the game started. Let's go and look forward the rest of the team. Pickaxe goes in for the Cockmow and still needs to go back another time. Kalista as well coming back with the bow. Pretty much a lot of attack speed, so a lot of mobility by this Kalista. It's gonna be able to dodge a lot of Morgana's spells. But most important currently is the difference between Lulu's farm and Gampling's farm. By the middle lane we have a Gambling with almost 70 minions, with a Lulu instead that has about 85. Lulu that completed the Morello against just a Shin for this Gambling, so quite a bad situation.
Yeah, it definitely allows Knight to keep pushing here in the mid lane and keep bullying Remick. But the thing is, right now there are a lot of vision for the Enigma Esports lineup in the top lane, and you can see, because they are playing so much around the top lane, you don't want to have anything going in the bottom lane, because that's where Tiger's Head is, and Tiger's Head just want to farm. He wants to get stronger, and he doesn't want to be a part of any pushing or any action at all. He just wants to farm. So having a vision around the top lane is great. It allows you to make plays there, it allows you to gank, and it allows you to play around Knight on the Lulu, who can easily do a lot of damage, because Lulu has some fairly good base stats from her kit. So just play around the top lane, and then you can also see in the bottom lane there are 2 pink wards, so it's not like Tiger's heads are left without any vision, and he can definitely play safe.
Yes, he can play safe, and so the laser is gonna really suck up a lot by the late game. And the Rage Blade again so completed by that Kog'Maw, so he starts from now dealing heavy damage. Let's see how it's gonna work out. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, this little damage is a lot onto the Gangplank. Gangplank, it really lacks resistance, magic resistance to be specific, just because the basic stats of a Gangplank aren't really that much of a tanky. And so it's quite in a difficult spot, because he needs to come back into game easily and he needs to find a way to. Meanwhile, in the blue side jungle, it's a fight going on, but the real fight is going on by the bottom lane. Gangplank's ultimate, Malphite using his ultimate, just stopped by the Morgana's Black Shield. Now Rumble going in first block thanks to Graga's back kill. Meanwhile, the parlay killing that Morgana in the team fight itself. Oh, the Katie from this Kalista manages to get down the Gragas that just gets killed by only Gangplank. Shen missing the taunt. Gangplank forced to flash to it, and now it's just minimal wave because the blue team managed to get out with some kills out of that somehow, but even the red kill got 2. So very nice play by red team, but very nice response from the blue team as well.
And both teams get 2 kills, so in the end it wasn't too bad, but I feel like it was the Teamspeak that came out ahead on that encounter, because 2 of the kills that they got went over to Remick. So Remick were able to get a lot of gold, now has enough to buy his Trinity Force once he goes back, and that means that a mid-game power spike has been reached for Remick, and mid-game power spike is definitely what he's looking for. Where on the other hand, for Enigma Esports, the 2 kills that they got went over to the mid laner and a jungler, so it would have been better to get it over to Tiger's Head, because that meant he would get more items. But hold on, in the top lane, party's coming.
This Shen is too much far ahead and he gets stunned, he gets killed, but the red team meanwhile gets the dragon, but probably it's gonna be a trade of towers, especially because the top lane is pretty pushed. We have to check out even the middle lane that's pushed by this little Gangplank might not be able to save the tower just in time. And just a few hits, maybe he's not gonna save it the next minion wave, but it depends, because the next minion wave the blue team might be able to gather up by the middle lane. In fact, this Gangplank is almost able to save it, a tower that still has so low HP that doesn't count anymore. The blue team very well done by split pushing the top lane, a red team that barely gets the second dragon.
And that's a bad trade for Enigma Esports. You don't want to trade a dragon for a inner turret. You don't want to do that, especially not when it's the the second dragon, because the second dragon really isn't worth that much. Of course, it gives you potential tower killing, but still, towers just give you more global gold, more playground on the map. So I'd rather take an inner turret for a dragon all day. And also, Teamspeak, they got a kill, so they are the ones that, they're ahead. They have the tempo going for them.
Red team now needs to focus on taking down the only remaining outer tower, that's the one in the middle lane. And in fact, what they're gonna aim, because we see that Kog'Maw, Morgana and Dude are about the middle lane. Still, the blue team really has a strong engage and disengage, thanks to the Gangplank, and not only that, but even thanks to the Equalizer and Malphite's unstoppable force. It's gonna be really interesting to see how they might be able to take down the red team in a single fight, because that Kog'Maw is the key of the red team for winning a team fight, but really needs so much speeding to be saved from such a blue team, such an aggressive composition.
And Kog'Maw still isn't the hyper carry that the red team need right now. They need Tiger's Head to get his Runan's Hurricane before he can really start to do too much damage. Right now he only has the Ginsu's Rage Blade, and of course it is a power spike, but the huge power spike is once you get that Runan's Hurricane, and he's not there yet. So they have to wait for that. They have to play around him, make sure that he's safe. And you can see that they have so much vision around the top side where Tiger's Head is, just so that Tiger Heads can play safe and never be in any trouble. But the party's coming to the mid lane and to the jungle.
And so Basco might get caught off guard, but still, even the blue team on the bot lane tower almost tries to tower dive onto the Shen. Morgana's binding Mace just paralyzed this Malphite that was tanking the tower. And Kalista now followed by Braum going aggressive, but even middle lane this Rumble is going aggressive. Yugi sees Equalizer onto the Lulu. A lot of damage coming out, and the cannon barrage, it's not gonna be enough. This Gragas goes out with so few HP, but even Lulu doesn't really have that much. So the middle lane tower for the red team might go down, but there is not enough minions to sustain the siege. And the binding onto the tower, this Braum gets out just barely alive. Now Kalista comes up to support his team, pretty well played by the blue team, but the tower is still standing.
The tower is indeed standing, and that's what is important, because you don't want to get more towers over to the Teamspeak crew. That's the way that they've gotten ahead in this game. And right now it's just all about Enigma Esports getting dragged around the arena. They are giving up a lot of pressure because they want to have Tiger's Heads farming. He don't want to be a part of any engaged right now. He just wants to get another minion and another minion and another minion. And right now that just means that the Teamspeak crew, they can run around the map, make a lot of plays, and they're doing that because they have Kalista, they have the 24th power spike from Gangplank as well. And unless Tiger's Head gets his runes very fast, he only needs 400 gold, then the pressure is still going to be over on getting all the towers for the Teamspeak crew.
We can see that the situation is kinda pressuring, because you can feel literally on your body how much these two teams are actually pressuring each other out. The stressful of this game is kinda powerful, it's really thick. And I really hope to see a really good team fight coming forwards in the next minutes. We can see now that the blue team is playing really aggressive onto the red team, even in the jungle, thanks to the fact that most of the red team towers are down. The inner tower by the top lane, one tower by the bottom lane. Even if the middle lane tower, outer tower is still up, it's not gonna last forever. And we are about to reach, we reached the 18 minutes mark. It's gonna be almost 1 minute to the dragon respawn and 2 minutes to the baron spawn. Really gonna see how the two objectives are gonna impact this game that's really already started off with a great start.
But now the dragon is respawning in 30 seconds, and I mean, Tiger said he doesn't have his runes quite yet, but he's getting closer to it. He has 2 daggers, so we might see a team fight coming out very soon. But then again, the vision is in the favor of Enigma Esports around the area. They have the most vision, they have no division of the enemy jungle, so they have to be careful. And someone like Q1, who just went back to base, will definitely look for a teleport engage onto Tiger's Head.
Oh, this Rumble gets binded, and Lulu, trying to get the kill, just finds a usefulness for his flash. And there is nothing she can do about it. The dragon is just alive, just came out alive, so the blue team that was up ahead a few seconds ago now is forced to stay on the side. The red team is it's lacking 1 member, but the blue team as well, because both Malphite and Shen are by the top lane. They might not be able to count Shen onto the fight because Malphite has unstoppable force. Really nice play by the blue team, because now with the Malphite there, it's pretty hard to counter engage this. Rumbles, damage with the equalizer is a lot. Cogmouth Paradise saves alive. Malphite coming up. Double kill for Malphite. Really nice there with unstoppable force, and another kill goes into Kalista's dance. Cogmouth gets out barely alive, but it's going to be a real well played by the blue team and a 1 fight plus not only the dragon but even the tower by the bottom lane.
And you cannot be in that position, as Tiger said. You cannot stand on top of an equalizer and a cannon barrage. That's simply not possible if you want to win any team fights, because you take too much damage that way. And that's just what ended the team fight for Enigma Esports, because they had no carry. You didn't have any Kog'Maw, the damage were gone, and you lost 3 kills, a dragon, and a lot of momentum.
Oh wow!
Holy!
Oh wow! Holy moly! The damage of this Gangplank is just awesome! We saw a crit damage barrel that they took down half HP, if not more, of that Lulu. Plus the Kalista supporting him. Just wow!
But then again, Remick, he is ahead 2 levels, so that's also a reason why Remick have more damage than Kalista, but also BSO, Trinity Force, and a Cloak of Agility definitely empowers his power kicks.
And the tower by middle lane, wow, still standing again. Almost has about almost 50 HP. Well, the tower really is not going down that easily. So the blue team currently has a small advantage, or at least not that small, but still a good advantage thanks to the Gangplank's damage that we have seen so far. And we now see that this Braum is in the best spot, jumping behind. So was his Kalista, and Gragas missing his ultimate, trying to engage, and instead helps Braum getting out alive without using Kalista's ultimate.
I mean, look at the damage coming from Tiger's. He doesn't even have his rune and quite yet. But if they can find a way to get onto the towers and then catch the Teamspeak crew with their pants down, then they'd be able to utilize Tiger's Head's damage, because you just need to avoid Equalizer. I mean, even Cannon Barrage and Unstoppable Force, Fate's Call.
Yeah, so many ultimates.
You have to avoid everything, but then again, if you can just avoid one of them, the most important are the Equalizer and the Cannon Barrage. If you can just avoid one of them, then you already have a good foundation to go from.
That's true. And meanwhile, finally, after minutes of struggle, the mid lane tower will go down to the Cogmouse damage. Really well done by the red team, but they need to do the same for their own tower right now, because the middle lane tower as well is about to fall. 38,000 gold for the blue team, while 33 for the red team, so the advantage is about a 5,000 damage. 5,000 damage, it's not even established by the number of towers that the blue team managed to take, but mostly because the kills and the farm advantage of this Gangplank, especially onto this Lulu. Just 50 minions more than the Lulu and 3 kills without any deaths. Really well played by this Gangplank, and so far he's doing so good.
But now it looks like that the Teamspeak crew, they want to group up in the mid lane and just force all of their CC down the throat of Tiger's Heads, and that would definitely be very recommendable. But then again, you have Remick in the bottom lane. He of course has his teleport, but you know, I wouldn't really want the... Oh wait, actually never mind, because both the inner turrets in the bottom lane and the top lane are down for Enigma Esport, so never mind what I was about to say, because I would rather have seen Remick in the lane where the inner turret was up, but there aren't any up, so it doesn't really matter.
The mid lane tower for the red team is about to fall, not much HP, less than 1/4, so the Gangplank Kalista damage might be just enough to be taking it down. The red team trying to engage onto the Kalista, not enough, and meanwhile Malphite from behind, the Cannon Barrage, and everything goes onto the Cogmo that just barely stays alive thanks to the ultimates from Lulu as well, but he's going down. A lot of damage from the blue team that now gets this Shen almost killing him. Lulu meanwhile going down by the Gangplank. Whoa, the damage that this Gangplank is able to do. And Gragas and Morgana not able to do anything. Shen is still alive somehow, and he manages to get out alive, while the blue team now gets 2 towers for free almost, because thanks to this barely ace, they got a lot of advantage here.
But again, Cogmore getting caught out of position. You shouldn't be that far ahead, Tiger's Head, because it means that you open up for these engages onto you. And that's just what causes your team's downfall.
And here is another chase by the red team, trying to follow up the blue team that was not so much high on health. At least, and gets caught by the binding, and she probably is going down, and she is. So the AD carry for the blue team is down, and the blue team is mostly like going all back because they need to. They were not in a very good shape. And the red team right now starts with the Baron.
Yeah, just head straight for the Baron. There's no Kalista there. You have the Kog'Maw that can shred Barons, but you still have to be careful of the... Cannon Barret's down. Equalizer's down. This is the moment for the Enigma Esports. Come on. They should have continued on that. Cannon Barrets were down. Equalizer was down. There was no better opportunity for them.
They just got very scared by this Gambling Mage, because when he just arrived, few barrels and 3 people hit, they were not sure about keeping that up, because yes, Gambling Mage is a lot, and as I just said, maybe going on and doing the Baron was not that bad of an idea, but I do not know. Let's see how this might turn out for them. Let's go on and see even how it's going in terms of builds. Let's see what are they actually building. We can see the Spirit Visage for both the top laners, because obviously with so much magic damage from both teams, building the Spirit Visage is like normal item. Aegis of the Legend for Braum as first completed item out of the Cyclone.
Cuban?
Oh, Cuban. Almost going to get caught there, but still gets out alive. We're saying Morgana as well doing the Aegis of the Legion as well, but not completed yet. And we can see that both Kalista and Kog'Maw are going for obviously the Runan and Rageblade plus.
Oh, Tabasco! Whoa! This is important. Now they can go for the Baron. With that Equalizer being down, the only thing left is the Cannon Barrets. This is so important for Enigma.
They really did not do that. Did not need to do that. The Rumble kill is very important now. The Exos going on to Kalista. She might get caught off guard. This Gambling from behind with the Cannon Barrage dealing a lot of damage, but the target is one, and it's Kog'Maw. But even the Shen goes down to Kalista's and Gambling's damage. Now is the chase for the red team onto the blue team, because the blue team, yes, has a lot of damage, but it's a 4-on-3. Gambling still has full HP and full mana. Maybe he's able to turn back and kill someone. The bind goes on to Braum, and Kalista using her ultimate, while Braum decides to stay a bit more, because he still has some HP. The red team really needs to be careful about this, because the Gambling damages a lot. None yet, so it's not even a Baron. They could not do the Baron yet.
But yeah, they got the pick. They went for the Baron. They had. Oh wait, D-Lord.
He might go down. He gets out just barely alive. The Gambling is there. Shen came up with his ultimate. The barrel might slow him down, and instead, barrels from Gambling. The Equalizer trying to slow down Shen and do. Gragas with so low HP, chased down by Kalista, and Malphite without unstoppable force with Wild Rambo. Oh! Double kill from this Gambling. Barrels exploding everyone, exploding people. This double kill was awesome. Wow.
This is the game. There's nothing left to stop. There should be anything left to stop the Teamspeak crew. I mean, okay, so I would love to see them try and end this game here, but I mean, okay, fair enough. The timers aren't that low yet. Morgana is about to be up, so is Kog'Maw, and I mean they were low as well, but they got the inhibitor, and now this means that the Enigma Esports, they have to focus on the mid lane as well. They can't just focus on the Baron. They can't focus on that dance anymore, because they are important things as well. But Tabasco, he's about to go back, and everybody from Enigma are hanging around the Baron. This would be very greedy, and it could be so profitable for Enigma Esports. Teleport coming in, they're going for it.
They are going again for this Baron, because Kalista is by the bottom lane, but they did not even know it.
W, Kog'Maw.
And Kog'Maw, he's not using the W because he's possibly waiting for a possible engagement. That's all. 4 men ultimate from Malphite, and this Gambling damage is awesome. What the hell happened there? And oh my god, this quadra kill from the Gambling, the wombo combo from the blue team. I am going to lose my voice because this was awesome from the blue team. A Baron going in, and now I just lose my mind in there. They're gonna finish the game like this.
I mean, what do you even do as Tiger said right there? Because you had to use your biochem barrage. Your team was fully committed onto that Baron, but you weren't using it. You stood in the middle. You were 4-man groups together, and you just ended up getting caught with that unstoppable force coming from Malphite. I mean, your team, that was a very greedy play. It was a desperate play as well, and just ended up turning badly for Enigma Esports. And I mean, they just lost the game because they hadn't got enough time for Tiger's Head to scale up. And in the end, there was just so many ways of catching Tiger's Head out of position for the Teamspeak crew.
What the hell? I am still shocked by that combo that came out from Gangplank and Malphite. Just 4-man unstoppable force from Malphite, followed up by the barrel that literally destroyed the red team there. Double kill instantly, plus a triple kill a few seconds later. And the chase up on the Lily for the quadra kill for that Gangplank could have possibly been a pentakill once again, but wow, that turnaround was just awesome to look at.
And after that exciting match, we will head to a break, and when we return, we will have the grand final of this week's Go4LoL, so don't go anywhere and get hyped, guys.
You see